What's going on, wrestling fans? It is I, C-Fall, and welcome to Ringside News. Today, where I'm going to predict King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view taking place in Saudi Arabia at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So, you don't have to stay up late, or you don't have to get up early, but you do have to somehow schedule your lunch around wrestling. If you have kids, whew, things can get a little busy. Things can get busy, but one of the biggest matches, of course, is, there you go, Becky Lynch defending her women's championship against Liv Morgan. So many people have so many thoughts about this match because it feels like the consensus online is no one's feeling it. Feels like no one is feeling this matchup because Rhea Ripley got injured. Actually, let's start from the beginning. Becky Lynch lost to Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Becky Lynch was sort of booed at WrestleMania because the fans were behind mommy. Then we're leading into, okay, Becky Lynch is no longer going to be around. She's gone on vacation with her husband, Seth Rollins, because she's been wrestling a lot. She wrote a book, and, after WrestleMania, some big stars take time off. Not here, because Rhea Ripley gets injured, which means we need to try a new champion. Suddenly, Becky Lynch becomes champion when everybody and their mother on X that day wanted Liv Morgan to become the new women's champion. Becky Lynch does it. And I get it. If you have Rhea Ripley has huge star power, how do you replace that star power? Well, you try to replace it with someone who has the same sort of aura, and that's Becky Lynch. What people clearly wanted was Liv Morgan to pull this off, to allow her to become champion, and then we go on the revenge tour, having Liv Morgan be champion and do all that fun stuff. We didn't get that. We got Becky Lynch winning a battle royal. Now Liv Morgan is sort of maybe gonna win. And that's what's weird about this. It feels like Liv Morgan should win this matchup. But heading into it, it feels like neither woman has an advantage. And that's bizarre. Usually on the end of a Raw or a SmackDown, it's who's standing tall? Who's standing tall? No one's standing tall. Both of them don't look that great heading into this, but it will be a good matchup. It will be an epic encounter. But will Liv Morgan pull off the victory? And that's where we're at right now. The anger, the destruction, the doom that will happen on Twitter if Liv Morgan wins or doesn't win. So in reality, no matter what happens at at King and Queen of the Ring, people are going to be angry about the results. Why did Becky lose? Why did Becky win? Why did Liv win? Why did Liv Morgan lose? I want Liv Morgan to win because it seems like Becky got the championship just to get us into a transitional period. Have Liv Morgan suddenly say, I took out Rhea Ripley and I took out Becky Lynch. So I want Liv Morgan to win. That's my prediction here. I hope it happens because we need some new stars to be established. Remember when Liv Morgan won the championship, cashing in on Ronda, and that storyline went nowhere? Let's not have that happen again. And I will reject all your cookies, WWE.com. I'll reject them. Moving on. The 2024 King and Queen of the Ring tournament. Now, finally, we found out that this tournament isn't just for crowns, beautiful crowns. No, it is not. The winner of the woman and the men's tournament get a world championship match. Hallelujah. There's been so many videos on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Vine, on MySpace about what are the stakes? What is the point of winning a tournament if there's no real pot of gold at the end? A crown? Nobody wants to see Gunther or Randy Orton or any of those stars in that tournament just walk around wearing a crown. Ugh. Same thing, I guess, with the women. It could be an accessory. Like, oh, look, I like this. It goes with my outfits. Maybe. That's not a terrible one. I just said that. But it's true. You don't see a lot of men carrying around pocketbooks that match their shoes. But I could see someone winning this crown and be like, oh, look, it matches my boots, which matches my gear. But thankfully, we're going to find out who is going to get a championship match. Now, right now, as I record this, Gunther is in the finals. SmackDown hasn't aired yet, and Randy Orton possibly, well, let's be honest, Randy Orton is going to win. this matchup on SmackDown. And we're going to get Gunther versus Randy Orton, my prediction, for the finals of the Men's King of the Ring tournament. And we're all hoping, I know I'm hoping, because listen to this outcome. Cody Rhodes is champion, so is Damian Priest. What if Cody Rhodes, we'll say obviously let's just say SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes is still champion. He gets to either fight Randy Orton, where they have a storyline built in because they were in a stable called Legacy, Mentor versus Mentor E, or you have Gunther, who has what a run as Intercontinental Champion. Plus, he can say, hey, remember that Royal Rumble when I was last? I came in first, you came in last, you threw me out. Yeah, no shit, you threw me out because I was in first and you were in last. So both wrestlers, Gunther and Randy Orton, have a storyline heading into a matchup with Cody Rhodes. So I want Gunther to win because we all think Gunther is kind of the next phase of the WWE heels. I know that's the consensus, at least online. So having Gunther and Randy Orton in the finals, beautiful moment. And Gunther getting the crown will be very nice. And for the women, boy, oh boy, oh boy, it feels like Lyra Valkyria, who I probably say her name wrong every time I say it, is, I don't care who ends up fighting her because we don't know who she's wrestling yet. It just feels like they've been promoting her and promoting her and promoting her. And I'm going to be honest with you. I interviewed her at WrestleMania. She had one-word answers. Man, what a great day, WrestleMania weekend. How you feeling? Great. What do you think about maybe TNA wrestlers fighting WWE wrestlers at an NXT pay-per-view? That'd be fun. Like, I'm sorry. She has a cool entrance, good matches, but what is she? Who is she? What does she do? What's her thing? I feel like they just gave her a push, and I don't know why. And maybe that's just personally me, but it just felt like out of the blue, like, oh, she's going to be a huge star. But why? Because there's so many other women on NXT. I feel like Blair Davenport is a perfect example of someone. If you watch her NXT run or NXT UK run, oh my God, one of the best going in the business. But we don't have her. We have vignettes randomly showcasing her, but Lyra gets to have this showcase and probably is going to win the Queen of the Ring. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I am not a fan. I like her. She's good entrances, good matches, but I don't get the aura around Lyra Valkyria. So I hope Gunther wins and fights Cody, but I don't get it. I just don't get it. Intercontinental Championship is also on the line. It's Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. Chad Gable right now is on a hot streak. He's turned heel. He beats on Otis. He insults Maxine. He insults Tozawa. And are we going to get Otis and Maxine and Tozawa turning heel helping Chad Gable pull this off? Or we're going to have the big moment where it's Bronson Reed does his huge splash from the top rope onto Sami Zayn. And then that makes it seem like Bronson's about to become Intercontinental Champion. And then you have Gable throw Bronson out of the ring, gets in the ring, 1, 2, 3, pins. Sami Zayn's become the Intercontinental Champion. Sami Zayn recently in an interview said that someday, I think in the future, people are going to be really inspired by his match against Gunther at WrestleMania when he beat him. I disagree 100% because nobody at the time wanted Sami Zayn to get that match. They wanted Chad Gable to get the match. Now, obviously, as we see here, if Chad Gable was the person who beat Gunther at WrestleMania, would we be on some hot streak of Gable having 5-star classics on Raws and SmackDowns and PLEs? Probably. But how long could that go on? Chad Gable snapping on Sami Zayn after winning the championship, turning heel. Then people are holding up signs saying Perk Angle. Him maybe even converting the Creed brothers into the Alpha Academy, turning heel. There's a lot more going on for Chad Gable now than there probably would have been if he became Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania. Though, in the long term, say 10 years from now, No one's going to go back and watch the Raws and the SmackDowns between WrestleMania and King and Queen of the Ring and Backlash. They're going to watch WrestleMania and see that Chad Gable wasn't on the card, but Sami Zayn beat Gunther, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion at the time. So, Sami Zayn might be right about people going back and watching his match and being inspired, but they're not going to be right about, hey, wow, what a moment. Where's Chad Gable? Like, there's a lot of missing pieces here that maybe Chad Gable should have been having his WrestleMania moment, because people don't go back, usually have marathons of watching King and Queens of the Ring or things like that. They go back and watch WrestleMania moments. So we'll have to see there. And what I find funny about this is WWE.com, okay? When you click on matches in the section, it just brings you and it shows you these pictures, okay? But if you go back a little bit, you would know that there are more matches here at King and Queen of the Ring. But they are missing. They are missing here. So we'll have to go to Wikipedia. And it's just funny because this keeps happening and keeps happening and keeps happening. There's only 5 matches. There's got to be obviously more matches here. That's what doesn't make any sense to me. Like, where are the rest of the matches? And, and the main event obviously is going to be Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. And Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul it's going to be a good match, but it's very obvious that Cody Rhodes is winning this matchup. Very obvious. And why is it obvious? Well, again, Cody Rhodes just beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Then he beat AJ Styles at Backlash. Cody Rhodes is not losing anytime soon, and that's the fear I think we're having. Some people are having with Cody Rhodes. I think it's fine to have a champion that's dominant, who's beating bad guys and climbing to the top and doing all the good things. I have no problem with that. I can see why people are upset, because go back in history, when someone is on top, like Roman Reigns, he's beaten everybody. So when someone finally beats him, Cody Rhodes now has to go get his challenges. But there are no challenges because everybody already lost to Roman Reigns. So nobody's been being built up this whole time. You could have had wrestlers being built up, like LA Knight and AJ Styles, on their own. Have them have their own rivalries, have their own matches, and they keep winning matches and building up. Instead, people kept getting involved with each other, and then that person would lose, and that person would lose, or they all lost to Roman Reigns, as in Logan Paul lost to Roman Reigns last year in Saudi Arabia. LA Knight lost. AJ Styles lost. Everyone has lost Roman Reigns. I know Cody Rhodes is beating the same people Roman Reigns beat. I know you might say, well, that's happened before, Steve. Steve Austin beat this person, or John Cena beat that person. I agree. But if you're trying to start off someone hot with a great storyline or a great run, maybe having some people who haven't been beat by Roman Reigns get beat by Cody Rhodes would mean a little bit more. But all in all, I have nothing bad to say about Cody Rhodes. I think he's doing an incredible job as champion, especially during a time where fans have to flip on baby faces instantly. I think Cody Rhodes will beat Logan Paul. But the problem with this match is everyone thought it was going to be for both championships. It was like a little bait and switch here where it's like, it seems like it's for both titles. Then it's not for both titles. Now people are going, wait, well, why would you even suggest it was going to be for both titles? Well, because on SmackDown, they wanted you to watch the week later to clarify the contract signing that it is only for one title. That's how it's classic advertising there. You say you're going to give them something. And like the WWE really didn't say they were going to be for both titles, but they suggested when both men are holding the championships over their heads. Even Logan Paul in the picture is holding the U.S. championship. Obviously, he is champion, but he's not defending it. But it would be really awkward to have Cody Rhodes beat Logan Paul for his U.S. championship. So now Cody has 2 titles. So how the hell would Cody Rhodes lose his U.S. championship to someone? Imagine that. I'm going to challenge you, Cody Rhodes, but I don't want the world championship. I want the U.S. championship. And then you beat him for it, and you're like, shit, I should have asked for the WWE championship. Oh, that's my bad. That is my bad. All in all, it's going to be an outstanding event. King and Queen of the Ring. I hope Gunther wins the tournament. I hope Cody Rhodes and Gunther go on to SummerSlam. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. But again, thank you so much for watching my predictions here about King and Queen of the Ring. I'm Steve Fall. Have a wonderful day.